This next bout is scheduled for 10 rounds of boxing at the weight limit of 108 pounds, and this bout is for the WBC Asia Female Light Flyweight title. Calling to the stage from the WBC supervisor, Major General Damlong Simakajon Bun, and Mr. Naris Singh Wangcha, Mr. Briko Santik, the promoter, and also Mr. Darwin Miller, the promoter, and Mr. Supanat Janram, the promoter, inviting them to the stage. Calling to the stage from the blue corner, Peeyalux Manopchai Jim. Welcoming to the stage from the red corner, Jessebelle Pagaduan. Please. Introducing first, fighting out the blue corner, representing Thailand, with a professional record of 8 victories, 3 losses, and no bouts even. Please give it up for Peeyalux Manopchai Jim. And her opponent fighting out the red corner, representing the Philippines, with a professional boxing record of 14 victories, 2 losses, and 1 bout even. Please give it up for Jessebelle Pagaduan. And your referee in charge of the action once it begins, referee Choen Krutke. And the 3 judges scoring ringside, Judge Chumpon Intayot, Judge Supap Bunrod, and Judge Thanadon Yuber.
Okay, folks, here we go. We begin with, well, we continue with fight number 12. It is the first of the 4 WBC title fights that we have on the card this afternoon. This is for the WBC Asia Female Light Flyweight title. So will be contested over 10 rounds of action. And it's the Philippines taking on Thailand. In the red corner, we have Jessebelle Pagaduan with 17 fights on a record, 14 victories, 2 defeats, and 1 draw. Taking on Peeyalux Manopchai Jim, who has 11 fights on her record, 8 victories, 3 defeats, no draws. And again, Jimmy, we're spoiled here on the show today. Our promoters, Briko Santig and Supanat, have really done it justice with the matchups with another southpaw versus an orthodox. And it's also a smaller fighter versus a taller fighter too.
Yeah, I mean, Jessebelle has fought in this ring several times before, and, you know, for Highland Promotions, we know how she fights. She gets down low, she really widens her stance, and she really, really stretches for that big left hand. Very similar to the fighter that we saw earlier, which is Renato Cha, where they use a very wide stance and really try and go upstairs with that shot. So if you're a shorter fighter, there's a lot of times where you have to really overextend to hit your opponent, and that's exactly what we're going to be seeing right now. Peeyalux is the taller fighter.
Yeah, but Jessebelle already going upstairs with that right hook. Just going straight over the guard of Peeyalux, and then there you go, good timing from her as well with that left hand.
Peeyalux a very intelligent fighter. She knows it, sorry, Jessebelle as well. Jessebelle's a very intelligent fighter. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's the shorter fighter, but she knows how to get down low and be very explosive with her actions as well. She's had lots of good victories in this ring.
Jessebelle again going down low, targeting the body of Peeyalux earlier on.
Peeyalux has had a very good chance with that counter shot as well. She's been throwing that right hand and it's been winging in, so she knows Jessebelle's going to come in down low. So Peeyalux, all she has to do is throw that rear uppercut towards the chest of Jessebelle and it's going to land clean.
That left hand though landed very clean though from Jessebelle, stepping out the way too.
To me, this is one of the most difficult openings we've seen Jessebelle in quite recently. She's against a fighter who's a lot taller but has also got a lot of good counters to someone who likes to box nice and low.
And that is the end of round 1. Action replays coming up very shortly from Mr. Jimmy Bowe.
Yeah, I mean, a very interesting round. I mean, it was one of those situations where we saw Jessebelle kind of come out like she always does, very wide stance, overreaching with that jab and that backhand, but then eventually I think Peeyalux just kind of saw the openings, found the timing, and started to land some nice right hands and also check left hooks as well. So this is one of those situations where Jessebelle realizes the first round hasn't necessarily gone her way like she's used to, and Peeyalux looks very determined to try and land some of those nice counters as well. So I'd like to see Peeyalux really start, you know, putting those counters together as well and forcing the counters of Jessebelle. So using that jab to keep Jessebelle away from her, and when Jessebelle overextends to come in, that's when Peeyalux really needs to come in with that rear uppercut.
Yeah, Jessebelle early on for me, landing that overhand left, and also the right hook too. Good punches from the Filipino fighter. I had to agree with you though on the tactics, the technical analysis here from the man in the know, Mr. Jimmy Bowe, in the commentary box, breaking down the fights for you folks at home. There's the uppercut you were talking about, Jim, off the right hand, and she went low that time.
And it's exactly what she needs to do, and it works completely in her favor. But look, we know Jessebelle's a very intelligent fighter. She's got very good movement, she's got very good pivots, and she knows how to go upstairs and downstairs, and that's what's going to win the fight for her if she can keep up a pace.
Jessebelle now going to the body with that left uppercut, going upstairs with the left hand.
Peeyalux just got to stay very calm, but not overshow her hand as well, because she knows she can land with that rear uppercut, but don't overthrow it where Jessebelle can get your timing down. If you get lazy with your combinations, Jessebelle is just going to counter you.
Jessebelle going in again with that left hand. Just walking down Peeyalux as much as she possibly can. Another left hand down the middle from Jessebelle, and going downstairs with the left hand and then going upstairs with that right hook to the head.
And I would like to see Peeyalux really mix things up with a jab right now, because all she's doing is she's telling Jessebelle exactly what shot she's going to throw. So Jessebelle is going to adjust to that shot, and already Jessebelle is throwing that very nice upwards uppercut to the chin of Peeyalux, but Peeyalux fires back with a right hand of her own.
Good thumping right hook there from Jessebelle. But Peeyalux answering straight back with that right hand and the left hook too. Jessebelle firing back in frustration, but swinging for the fences and missing the mark.
I like Peeyalux style though here. She's just staying in front of Jessebelle, but Jessebelle has landed some beautiful combinations upstairs and some very, very hard shots indeed, and another big hand upstairs. So Jessebelle looks like she's got her timing down here, Ali. A great round for both of these fighters, but I think Jessebelle came out on top. Talk us through it, Ali.
Yeah, I think you're right there. To be honest, I was quite impressed with the counters from both fighters. Jessebelle just landing that left hand like she did it in the first round. But also, Peeyalux had some good success with her right hand too, catching Jessebelle a couple of times and just stuttering her back. Going to be interesting to see how this fight unfolds in round number 3, Jimmy.
Yeah, I mean, I was really enjoying that round, because the one thing we saw from Jessebelle is she took a lot of big shots in the start of that round and then adjusted very, very quickly, and that is the sign of a very good fighter, someone who can really just change their style, because Jessebelle is used to just getting nice and low, going to the body, then going upstairs. But in that situation, her opponent very much had a counter to her best weapon, and Jessebelle changed it up. Very nice stuff by Jessebelle.
Yeah, here we go, all to play for at the moment. Early stages of this title fight. We are set for 10, but here we are in round 3. It is Jessebelle Pagaduan in the red corner representing the Philippines in the southpaw stance, and it is Peeyalux Manapchai Jim in the orthodox stance representing Thailand in the blue corner.
And it's always entertaining to see what differences these fighters are going to make, because Jessebelle already knows she's got to be very careful of that rear uppercut of Peeyalux. Has Peeyalux tried to develop a different tactic in between rounds here?
Left hand again there from Jessebelle, who's trying to take the fight to Peeyalux. I mean, we said this earlier on, with shorter fighters against taller fighters, you got to try and just, you know, have a fight in the phone booth, sort of walk through a bad neighborhood, if you will. Try and dip and duck. Good left hand again there from Jessebelle. The thing is, it's the opposite that's happening here, Jimmy. Peeyalux is coming forward and walking into a lot of these shots.
Yeah, Jessebelle is just baiting Peeyalux into these shots, and that is why I think Jessebelle is a fantastic boxer. She gets you to box at her pace. I mean, Jessebelle is a shorter fighter, and in a situation, Peeyalux should just be on the outside with the jab, but somehow Jessebelle has made it where Peeyalux is now coming towards her.
I mean, Jessebelle would be, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but doing the draw counter in a way. Step back, and then throw that left hand as soon as Peeyalux steps into range.
Yep, exactly what she's doing, just like Tank Davis would pretty much do. It's what he did against Rolly Romero as well. He knew Rolly would eventually get frustrated and start coming forward, and that's when he knocked him out with the uppercut. And Jessebelle is now trying to find a way to get Peeyalux to march in towards her. Now, Peeyalux is doing a better job now of not falling for the bait, but Peeyalux is not using the jab. She's the taller, longer fighter, and she's not executing a jab with a lead hook.
Peeyalux really needs to get behind that jab as well. Right hand down the middle from the Thai fighter. And Jessebelle throwing her left down the middle too.
I mean, it's very hard to get a jab off in a situation like this. When you're against a southpaw and you're an orthodox fighter, finding a target with the jab is very awkward because you're always off balance. But here we are with these action replays as well. So Peeyalux getting through with that nice right hand right down the middle, but Jessebelle always returning a shot of her own as well. And you see Jessebelle constantly marching towards her opponent with that big left hand upstairs. So it was a battle of the backhands, but I do believe Jessebelle once again came out on top in that fight. And I think it's mainly because Peeyalux kind of proved what she was going to do in the first 2 rounds, and I think Jessebelle has now adapted to the game plan and just changed things up a little bit here. A great round for both of these fighters. Jessebelle looking a little bit tired in the corner, but she's been very, very active against a tall, strong fighter like Peeyalux. I really hope Peeyalux comes out with a different game plan and uses the jab.
Yeah, let's see if she does. The thing is, every time she tries to get in to the pocket or get into range, Jessebelle just has a number with that left hand, Jimmy. I mean, is there another way to get past that?
I mean, it's very, very difficult when you're going up against someone who keeps moving and they're a southpaw, because if you think about the jab, you've got to kind of jab to the opposite side of your opponent, which means you overextend and you have to give your chin up to just to land that jab against a southpaw. So you've got to start feinting with a jab and throwing half jabs as well. Don't commit to a full jab, throw a half jab and get your opponent to walk into your right hand as well.
Right hit there from Jessebelle. Left hand though, again. Yes, I see what you mean, Jimmy. You've really got to try and fake your way in, but Peeyalux, I think the problem with Peeyalux though, she's got such a low guard, and that's not helping her cause very well. And this is just, she's just asking for it from Jessebelle with these overhand lefts.
Yeah, I mean, Peeyalux is doing exactly what she needs to do, which is now starting to push the pace, but Jessebelle is swinging for the fences and just keeps finding the chin of Peeyalux. Jessebelle doesn't even have to look where she's swinging. She keeps finding the target without really having to do very much.
Swing and a miss there from both fighters as they tie each other up in the clinch.
But I did like that by Peeyalux. She started to read Jessebelle's counters now, and that's what she needs to do. Force the counters out of Jessebelle. It's almost a little bit of a cat and mouse of I know, you know situation. So what Peeyalux needs to do is let Jessebelle try to counter and then counter the counter. It's very hard to do, but that's the only way Peeyalux is going to win this fight, in my view, is countering the counter.
More like step in, throw the jab, step back, throw the right hand, in a sense.
It's
I've seen
exactly
you do that a few times before in sparring, Jimmy.
Yeah, it's exactly that. You bait them with the jab, let them throw their favorite punch, and then you counter again. You've got to bait them in. You've got to set the traps. Otherwise, you're just going to get teared up, and this is what Jessebelle is doing. Jessebelle is a very sloppy fighter as well inside the clinch. She's willing to throw everything she's got.
Yeah, she definitely is. And that is the end of round 4. Replays coming for you soon, and we'll go into round 5. Here we go. So what a round it was. And we're about to see the scorecards very shortly. Right hook there from Jessebelle, and she slipped away. But Peeyalux trying to come back with her own counter punches. Very back and forth between these two. And here we are, we're just about to get the scorecards tallied up so far for the last 4 rounds. See if our cameraman will come back onto that in a second, but I mean, it's been such a back and forth fight, a real tactical fight between these two.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those fights where I think 75% of this fight is going Jessebelle's way right now. It's not an even fight, but it's definitely not, you know, a thrashing. And Ali, talk to us through this.
Wow. Literally just saw it there, but two judges giving it a draw at the moment, and then one giving it 39-37. It looked like to the red corner.
Very interesting scoring, and it's one of those things where it depends where you're sitting and what you're seeing. When we see it on the screen, we see every angle. We see exactly what's happening, but a judge may only see one angle. And when it's southpaw against orthodox, it's even harder for the judges because every shot that doesn't land looks like it's landing clean.
And also for the judges, they get no replays either, so they have to see this only once.
Which is why it's so important to try and put your opponent to the canvas or stop your fighter. Don't leave it in the judges' scorecards. I find it hard to believe this is also a draw at the moment. I think Jessie is winning a lot more in comparison to what Peeyalux is throwing, but don't get me wrong, Peeyalux has had some very good moments with some very nice counters, but I just think Jessebelle has been a little bit more active, and again, I think she's winning 75% more.
Well, you heard it here first from the man of the know, Mr. Jimmy Bowe. These two taking, I was about to say, been a bit apprehensive, but Jessebelle just breaks that stalemate with that left hand and getting tied up in the clinch, trying to throw a barrage of body shots to her opponent, Peeyalux, and a lot of space between these two. Let's see who's going to cover it.
But Peeyalux absolutely nailed Jessebelle with a right hand as she stepped in. And now you see Peeyalux is trying to wind up that right hand, and it just misses the target. But the thing is here, Ali, if we can see the right hand, Jessebelle is definitely going to see it before we can as well. So Jessebelle needs to get active again with that jab to the body. Peeyalux needs to get that jab going and try and box a little bit more rather than trying to scrap with Jessebelle.
There's that left hand though from Jessebelle. An uppercut from Peeyalux, but she didn't get out of the way from that counter though. Great right hand though from Peeyalux. Probably one of the best punches that she's thrown in this round. And there is the bell to put an end to the 5th round. We're going to round 6. We have the replays for you shortly in a second.
What a right hand we just saw just then. What an absolute peach of a right hand. Here we are with these action replays as well. Both fighters tangling each other when they get on the inside. And it's definitely been a battle of the same counter punch. Because Jessebelle is a southpaw, she's looking for that left hand upstairs. Peeyalux is the orthodox, she's looking for that right hand. And when you've got a southpaw against an orthodox, you're trying to get your footwork in the correct place before you throw that backhand. So with the orthodox, you want your left hand and your left leg on the outside of your opponent, and then you throw that right hand down the middle. And it's the opposite for the southpaw. So you want your lead leg on the outside of your opponent's lead leg before you throw that backhand. But a great round for both of these fighters, and as we saw on the judges' scorecards, it's an even fight so far. And again, my unofficial scorecards does not make any difference at all. I think Jess is doing just a little bit more and a little bit better, but in that last round, to me, that was definitely Peeyalux round. Some great counters, some great shots. Here we are, round number 6, the Philippines taking on Thailand. Jessebelle in the red corner, Peeyalux in the blue corner. And to me, that last round would have been Peeyalux round.
Yeah, I mean, if it is really that close on the judges' scorecards, what a fight it has been so far. An absolute back and forth battle between these two. Who wants it more though? The WBC Asia female light flyweight title is on the line, Jimmy.
And sometimes that's what you need. You need live scoring to wake these fighters up sometimes. You don't want to leave it in the judges' scorecards. If you think you're winning and then you hear on the judges' scorecards that you're not, that's all you need to know, because you realize you've got to pick it up now.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that can either really motivate a fighter if they're on one end, whichever end they're on the scoring, or it can just completely deflate them, and if they're losing and being like, well, what else do I need to do? Great left hand there from Jessebelle. She really clocks at Peeyalux, who's backed off big time right here, Jimmy.
Yeah, Peeyalux really got stopped there in by that big shot landed by Jessebelle. Jessebelle starting to time her shots a little bit better now, and I think the referee is also telling them to engage a little bit more, but that's because Jessebelle's trying to find that opening with the left hand, and she's done it once again. She's starting to get her footwork in the correct placement before she gets that left hand, and Peeyalux is now not really engaging right now. So Jessebelle becoming a little bit more active. Peeyalux doing a little bit too much waiting for my liking. She needs to get that jab going.
Yeah, she really does, but she's going in right now, swinging for the power punches and paying for it right there when she unloaded with the left hook, getting caught by a left hand from Jessebelle.
It was a great check hook, and it's a great shot to land when someone's coming for you. We're now going into another round. What a fantastic fight this has turned out to be. Ali, talk us through these replays.
Yeah, I mean, what a round it was. Quite close, really, I think. I mean, I'm glad I'm not judging this one, Jimmy. I'm glad I got you right next to me. You definitely got a good eye for the scoring here, but I mean, this is so close. You see the accuracy of Jessebelle with the left straight, how she just slips and lands it at will. It's been a go-to shot at the moment in this fight, and it's really done her a lot of justice so far. But Peeyalux too, was very game in that round, got a couple of her shots off. I just think Jessebelle landing the more accurate and more powerful shots, in my opinion.
I just think Peeyalux was almost on the back foot a little bit too much in that round, and that's one of those situations as well where if you know your fighter's coming forward, you can tend to just relax on the back foot, but the good thing about Jessebelle is she's using a lot of feints as well, so she's giving you the idea that she's coming in when she's not actually about to engage. It's a great boxing by Jessebelle, but Peeyalux needs to force some more of these counters like we mentioned earlier. Don't just wait for the counters, force the counters by setting traps.
Yeah, 100%, and here Peeyalux goes. We're going to round number 7 now. We've potentially got 3 more rounds to go. It's been such a very back and forth title fight so far between these two. I've really enjoyed it so far.
Yeah, this fight has just been exactly what you would expect for a title fight. Both fighters trying to win, both fighters trying to put one another onto the canvas, and that's exactly what you should expect from a title fight. Both fighters doing everything they can not to leave it in the judges' scorecards. They tangle up right now, but a big right hand landed by Peeyalux.
Yeah, it's been an absolute firefight between these two. I think it's been great that they've clashed in stances as well, made it a lot more entertaining, especially from a strategic point of view.
And Peeyalux has definitely found the range of Jessebelle. She realizes where the safe zone is, and she's just out of range when Jessebelle is swinging. So that should pay into Peeyalux' advantage here. As soon as Jessebelle is swinging, that's when Peeyalux needs to throw the counter. You need to catch them on the momentum.
Left hand right there from Jessebelle. What a well-timed shot. Well, we can say that all night long and sound like a broken record, because really, she's just been able to land that left hand so well, so fluidly in this fight, Jimmy.
It's been a beautiful fight so far, and it's a battle of the counter punches, and this is what we want to see. We want to see both fighters battling for the counter shots, and Jessebelle now starting to try and use that jab, trying to find an opening, trying to disguise body shots, and a great 1-2 upstairs landed by Jessebelle as well.
Left hand as well from Jessebelle as she goes on the front foot. She had a little success landing that left hand on the back foot though, as Peeyalux has stepped into range. There she goes again with that left hand. But Peeyalux unloading with the combinations, and a slip from Jessebelle. See the referee calling that a slip.
To me, that looked like a slip from our angle as well. I think it was one of those situations where she hit her and then pushed her down, but I think Peeyalux is a little bit upset by that. I think Peeyalux believes she got the knockdown, but from our view, it did look like a slip, but let's see some of these action replays here. So both fighters just kind of a little bit sloppy inside the clinch. Very common when you're very, very tired as well, but also southpaw against an orthodox. It's very common to see something like this. And you can see Peeyalux, she's leaning back without her guard up because she's so confident she's not going to get hit hard. And here we saw that knockdown there, but it was not a knockdown. That was definitely a shot with a push. Whilst Jessebelle was off balance, Peeyalux just kind of invaded that personal space and pushed her to the canvas. So to me, it wasn't a clean knockdown, and I think that was a good call by the referee. But Peeyalux has to be careful now. She needs to start throwing that jab to force Jessebelle to start doing something, because Jessebelle has to engage by coming forward. She's a shorter fighter and she's a southpaw. She has to engage by going forward. Peeyalux needs to keep that jab out in the face of Jessebelle and then get ready with the right hand.
Okay, well, here we go. We're going to round number 8 now. We've got potentially 2 more to go. Peeyalux in the blue corner representing Thailand. Jessebelle Pagaduan in the red corner representing the Philippines. I mean, this has been such a back and forth fight between these two. Let's see who wants it more, though. We're in the championship rounds right now.
Even affair so far. It seems like both fighters have dominated one round or another, and then we've had some very close rounds as well. Both fighters just giving it everything they've got and really boxing well.
Left hand there, and right hook on the end of that combination from Jessie Pagaduan. Great work right here from the Filipino fighter. She hasn't blown a gasket too much in this fight at all, Jimmy. Really picked her shots and hasn't thrown too many shots, no more than 2 punches really on her attacks.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's because she knows she's up against a taller fighter. If you start throwing more than 2 or 3 shots against a taller fighter, you start to smother yourself because you can't really see where you're throwing sometimes. You just start throwing and hoping it's landing, but at the same time, you're up against someone who's taller. All they have to do is tangle you up and rain down some uppercuts as well. So Jessebelle is boxing smart and safe.
Yep, smart and safe. Finding the shots, not forcing them too much. And there she goes again, left hand on the attack.
And the opposite of Peeyalux. Peeyalux needs to force the shots from Jessebelle and get the counters going, because Peeyalux, every time she leans back from a shot, she keeps the guard down. All Jessebelle has to do is feint, step forward, feint again, and then hit with a shot as well, because she knows her opponent isn't scared to move backwards with her hands down.
Peeyalux, though, getting smothered at the moment in this 8th round. Really needs to try and get behind that jab or that right hand.
That was a great combination by Peeyalux, though. She actually put the right hand with the left hook, but a big right hand landed by Jessebelle upstairs. What an end to the round once again. This is what a title fight should look like. Both fighters trying to win the fight in the round. They're not waiting for the judges. They're trying to put each other to the canvas. Let's see some action replays here. So here we see the left hand just upstairs, and then a big right hand landed by Jessebelle, which just started to rock her back. A great round, Ali. What did you think to that one?
Yeah, very dominant round for Jessebelle, in my opinion, Jimmy. I mean, I think Peeyalux did have her moments, like we just saw, with that real good quick counter and towards the end of the round, but still, I think Jessebelle, in my opinion anyway, not that it counts so much, a very unofficial scorecard for me, but I think she's walking away with this in the moment. Such a well-fought tactical fight from her. And at the moment, it's going 77 and 75 for 2 judges. So it looks like blue corner's winning right now.
I mean,
there you go, Jim. Just goes to show what I know about boxing.
I think you're seeing the fight the same way a lot of people are probably watching this fight. When you see it from every angle, I think Jessebelle is winning this fight. But when you're sitting ringside and all you can hear is the big counter shots and the crowd going wild every time the blue corner lands a shot, naturally you think these shots are landing a little bit harder. I think Jessebelle is doing just enough to win this fight, but at the same time, these judges are seeing the fight differently to us. And the best thing is, Jessebelle knows this now. Jessebelle knows she's got to do something differently. She's got to win these next 2 rounds.
Yeah, she's got to go for broke really right now. If anything, a knockdown would probably throw the fight straight back in Jessebelle's favor.
I mean, there was that nearly knockdown as well, which, you know, if the referee called it a knockdown, then you would really see Jessebelle really low on the scorecards as well. So luckily the ref saw that. Very quick thinking by the referee to know it wasn't a knockdown.
Right hand connects there down the middle from Peeyalux.
And we're seeing it once again. Jessebelle marching forward, but the thing is, this is what Jessebelle needs to do now. She needs to push the pace and she needs to steal the fight away, but that also plays into Peeyalux's favor because Peeyalux is just stepping back with counters. Peeyalux could right now just keep stepping back with the check hook and the right hand.
Swing and a miss there from Peeyalux, but Jessebelle going upstairs and clocking her with that left hand though.
And you can see Jessebelle feinting ever so slightly as well, but a big winging right hand connects on Jessebelle, but Jessebelle throws one right back. Both fighters, even when you think they're down and out, they just throw a big shot right back. And it is, like you said, Ali, it's who wants it more.
Yeah, who really does want it more. 10 seconds to go now in the 9th round, penultimate round right here. Jessebelle pushed onto the ropes, slipping a punch from Peeyalux, coming back one of her own, but eating one though, and that's the end of the 9th round. What a round it was between these two. Coming up to the 10th and final round. It's been a real barn burner of a fight between them. Lots of great defense from Jessebelle Pagaduan, countering her opponent, as you can see on the replays, with that left hand down the middle and right hook over the top. But also Peeyalux standing up tall and throwing those good straight punches down the middle as she countered. What did you make of that round, Jimmy?
Great round. A very interesting round where the fight to me just looked almost too close to score, but at the same time, if you look at the clean shots that were being landed, Peeyalux had some very good moments where she landed some very, very nice, hard, clean shots as well. But I think Jessebelle is just a little bit unlucky in a situation like this where she's down on the scorecards, and this really works against her because now she's got to move forward against the taller fighter who looks like she's landing some clean shots.
Yeah, she definitely does. Great sportsmanship between these two as we go into the final round of this title fight. It's been a brilliant fight between these two. Jessebelle Pagaduan now on the front foot against Peeyalux. So orthodox versus southpaw, been a great tactical fight between the two of them, both using their own strategies to their advantage. Jessebelle going down low with that left hand to the body.
This is the real chess match, and this is the round that you really need to do something incredible because Jessie knows she's down on the scorecards. She needs to just push the pace now, but it's very hard to push the pace against a fighter who keeps moving back against you now. A big right hand counters as well, so to me, we're in one of those situations where one knockdown will change the fight.
And let's see if one of them can get it in the 10th and final round. That's what the crowd have been asking for the whole time. Let's see if we're finally going to get it.
A 10th round knockdown or a knockout would absolutely be a dramatic end to this situation. All it takes is Jessie to knock down her opponent to win this fight, and vice versa, of course. It's a battle of the knockdowns now.
Jessebelle going upstairs with the left hand and then going downstairs with a barrage of punches to the body.
Back into the action they go, and Jessebelle just constantly on that foot, and a big right hand landed by Peeyalux once again.
Clock winding down now, 30 seconds to go in this 10th and final round between these two. Shots to the body being landed in the clinch by Jessebelle.
But the referee not allowing Jessebelle to really fight in the clinch, even though she has one hand free, because you can't just wrap up your opponent. Jessebelle should be allowed to fight out of those clinches a little bit more.
Jessebelle trying to go down the middle with the left hand, but getting tied up in the clinch again by Peeyalux, who's just staying on the back foot now. And there you have it. Peeyalux very satisfied with her performance and thinks she's got this in the bag. She probably no doubt does.
I mean, we saw the live scoring. We saw how she just played that round pretty much. I mean, I think that was her round as well. A very close fight, a lot closer than maybe I thought it was. I mean, I kind of thought Jessebelle was winning that fight, but we're going to find out very soon. Let us know as well at home in the comment section, how did you score that fight? I think Jessebelle did a very good job. I thought she fought really, really well, especially in the opening rounds. I thought she was winning those rounds, but it was one of those situations where the judges clearly give a lot of credit to Peeyalux counter-punching as well, because it wasn't just good counter-punching. When those shots landed, they landed hard and they landed clean, and I think the judges are seeing the effective aggression as well. So we're going to go to Matt.
We're going to P&M for the official decision.
Hands like hammers, bones do break. Men who tried met their fate. Victory lands with each quake. Trail of the broken, my own wake. Hear the bell, round 3 begins. Eyes locked tight, predators grin. Never falter, always win. Gold is mine for taking in. Champion rises from the fight. Knock them down under the
Ladies and
lights.
gentlemen, all 3 judges scores it the same, 94-96, and your winner, by way of unanimous decision, fighting out of the blue corner, the new WBC Asia Female Light Flyweight Champion, Peeyalux Jim.
Glory found with every strike. No one can stand up to my might. Champion rises from